In this video, we are going to talk about Worksheet B, starting with the definition of statistics, which can be considered data collection, that means to gather the data, organization of the data, that means to make it presentable using tables, representation of data, that means to present it again using diagrams, the analyzation of data, that means to calculate numerical values, called descriptive measures, in order to decide and conclude. Now, Worksheet A was about collection, organization, and representation of data. That's what we used. That's what we used Worksheet A to learn about. Now we are going to use Worksheet B to learn about analyzation of data, which means the calculation of numerical values called descriptive measures. That can be statistics or parameters. So here we are reiterating that Worksheet B is about numerical analysis of data. That's what we're going to use the activity of Worksheet B to do, to learn about how to calculate descriptive measures. So according to weekly notes number 4, a descriptive measure is a numerical value calculated from a data set that can be used to describe that data set, hence the population from which that data set was sampled. There are two main types of, or two main categories of descriptive measures. You have parameter, which is the descriptive measure calculated from a data set obtained by performing a census. You have to use the entire population to calculate a parameter. And here are some familiar symbols, common symbols for parameters: mu, population mean; sigma squared, population variance; sigma, population standard deviation. That's some examples of parameters. Now you've got the statistics. These are descriptive measures calculated from a data set obtained by taking a random sample. Here you are using a fraction of the population. So you have what you call the sample mean, which is X bar, the sample variance, sample standard deviation. So in summary of this image, two main categories of descriptive measures: parameters calculated from population and statistics calculated from samples. Now you've got the three subcategories of descriptive measures. You have the measures of central tendencies, or the averages, the mean, the median, and the mode. Or you've got the measures of dispersion. That means measures of variability or spread, or how different the values are from each other. So you have the range, the interquartile range, the variance, and the standard deviation. And then you have the measures of correlation, which gives you a measure to the degree of the relationship between two variables. You've got the Spearman's coefficient of rank, correlation, and the product moment. And then you have linear regression, where you're going to model a linear equation using least squares or using the scatter plot. So there are two main categories: population and parameter, and sample statistics. And you have three subcategories: measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of correlation. Measures of central tendency gives you an average. It's like a central number. Some values will be more than the average, some values will be less than the average. Now you have the measures of dispersion, which measures how different the values are amongst each other. And then you've got the measures of correlation, giving you the strength of how related two variables are among themselves.